Okay. Well, I said earlier, I think Jody and Sadie Ann probably didn't hear it, but I call this my Golden Girls meeting because if it wasn't for the four of you being religiously attending my events, I don't know if anybody would join me for any of these. So thank you so much for making me feel that I'm still relevant and special in some way for hosting these meetings. And I'm very grateful for the few of you that joined, because I encouraged them to join, Marion, because I wanted you to be able to share your news and get some support from the women that know you and are part of Women Ties. So what I'm going to actually do is let Marion go first. We can probably, all the rest of us can, I'll mute everybody. And then Marion, we're going to have you just kind of kick off with as much or as little news as you want to share. And then we'll have everybody else do the same. And then I'll end with a few things myself. So does that sound all right?
Sounds okay.
Okay, I'm going to mute you.
All right. Well, I'm so happy to see all of you. It's so great to see.
Uh-oh, Marion, I goofed up. I have to
unmute.
There we go.
My screen was saying you're talking, but no one's hearing you. That's what my screen was saying. So nice to see you. I haven't seen anyone for a few months, but it is so good to be back with your smiling faces. I really, I miss this group, and I will really miss it next year. But let's hope we can figure out a way that we can still get together once in a while, either on Zoom or together. But I just think that would be a really great idea. So if you are on Facebook, you've probably seen the news that when I went for my scans at the end of April and into May, I went celebrating 5 years clear and everything. And my oncologist looked at me and she said, well, I'm sorry, but we don't have good news. So a few cells of colon cancer apparently were hiding somewhere, and they decided in the last 4 months to start growing like crazy. And it has more than doubled in size in less than 3 months. So it's going crazy. So that was the start. And I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll just see a surgeon, get that cut out and be okay. But no, the surgeon said it was too risky. It is it's entwined in and surrounding the main vein, that drains your intestines and your pancreas and gets that blood back up to your heart so it can be cleaned and recirculated. And so because it's so touchy there, he felt that they would need to do what they call a Whipple, which is part of the pancreas, part of the liver, and part of the duodenum. So that requires 3 surgeons. Then they needed a vascular surgeon to find a valve somewhere or a vein somewhere else in my body that they could. Anyway, he said it would be 12 or 14 hour surgery. And, given those circumstances, plus he said the success rate of that surgery is so low that he just wouldn't do it. So there I was. Okay, so chemo worked before, let's do it again. So that's what we're doing. I just got hooked up yesterday. I wear it for 46 hours and it pumps poison into my body, but I'm directing the poison at all times, straight into the cancer. There is no other cancer in my body. They did a PET scan, and from here to my knees, no other cancer, just this one little glob. So we're concentrating on everything on that area. I got a new angel over here. She's my guardian angel. Her name is Sophia. And so she's right here. She's going to help me throughout. I've had some Reiki sessions and other sessions, healing sessions. And every time they say, there's so many angels here, I don't know what to do, So I feel so confident that I am this time surrounded by many more healing, loving people than I was 8 years ago, because I didn't know very many people at that time in this area. So 6 months of chemo every 2 weeks stinks, but has to be done. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. actually, like all my tests, they're always like, say, oh, your tests are absolutely positive. Like there's nothing wrong with you except this one little thing. So in that way, it's very good because I have a good, strong body. I have a good, strong constitution. That's all I think is like 99% of recovering from this kind of thing. And this time we're not letting any little 1 or 2 cells hide somewhere. We're really digging into it. So it will be gone. It will be gone. So I have virtually stopped my business then for the next 6 months because I really just need to concentrate on me. When you get that message, you know, sometimes you don't want to hear it that, oh, hey, you got to take care of yourself. And, you know, I'm a very take care of the other person kind of person. So it became obvious. Okay. I said, okay, but the next time that you want my attention, please don't give me any cancer. Just like give me a broken finger or something easy, right? Like, just be gentler at getting my attention. But anyway, it is what it is. So I am doing a Reiki 1 and 2 training in 2 weeks here, a full weekend that was booked many months ago. And I've got 4 girls that are going to be learning Reiki. And the fun of that is then they'll be able to give me Reiki. So, so I'll have 4 more people in my corner. So it's a hard thing. I was really angry. Oh, I was really angry when she told me that. It's like, wait, I already did this. I've done it. I wrote the book. Like, come on, I don't need to do it again. But here I am. So my husband's really supportive. Everyone has been great. So I'm so happy to see your faces. And I know how much support that is in this group. I know from other times and other things. So I have no business news to represent or to report. Just send healing, send prayers, send angels, send whatever you've got, send to me.
Does anybody, you can hear me, right? Am I muted?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Jody, go ahead. Pop in whenever you want to say anything to Marion, and then we'll go back to our other business agenda.
I would like to share with you, Marion. My husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer a year and a half ago, and we immediately went on a plant-based whole food diet. And I would highly recommend that. He did do a hormone therapy. It wasn't chemotherapy. It was a hormone therapy. Prostate cancer, testosterone feeds prostate cancer. So he took a testosterone suppressant, and between that and I really believe the whole food plant-based diet helped him immensely. Let's see, he went back in January, and I will say, when he went back in January after he had to do radiation too. So he did the hormone therapy and he did the radiation. And when he went in January, his PSA levels were negligible. He was, and in fact, we have just this afternoon, he has another appointment with his oncologist, telemed appointment with his oncologist. But that's, I don't know if you're familiar with whole food plant-based.
Well, a little bit, but I'll talk to you after about that, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's
get
fine.
On a phone call.
That's the thing I was going to say. So in January, when he was all clear, we immediately went off our whole food plant-based.
Yeah, well,
now, and there's another woman named Chris Carr, Kris Carr. She had stage 4 of some kind of cancer. I don't know what this is, and actually this is why we went on the whole food plant-based diet, because I was already familiar with Chris Carr's work and how just going on the whole food plant-based, and she's on it for life, because she just feels that's, and so I mean, I've said to Dave, you know, if we go back to eating the way we were, it might come back again. We might want to clean up our diet a little bit. Oh, cheese. The hardest thing for me to give up on the plant-based diet was cheese. They do make vegan cheese, non-dairy cheese, and it's like the difference between eating carob brownies and real brownies.
Does it look, it just kind of looks like cheese then. It doesn't taste like cheese. But when you look at it, you say, oh, that's cheese.
And when we were having to eat, like we made, I made flatbread pizzas with the flatbread, and we could have the veggies and the tomato sauce and everything, and then the vegan cheese on top. And one thing I discovered, cauliflower bites. You put the barbecue sauce on the cauliflower, little. So we had our pizza and wings, and it was you would never mistake it for pizza and wings, but it was when we needed it, it was an adequate substitute. So
that's good. Yeah. I had eliminated sugar totally before, yes. And of course that crept back in, and so that's another. Okay, that's it. No more. In fact, I did a little session on it's a hypnosis thing and going into your subconscious and I said, I want to know why this happened, and my subconscious said, do not go to Tim Hortons and eat those muffins. Oh. Seriously, quiet, like it came out of my mouth in this other voice. And I thought, oh, I've been enjoying those.
and I will tell you that some people intertwine vegan and whole food plant-based. And one of the biggest differences between vegan and whole food plant-based is the sugar. Yeah. Vegans can eat sugar. Whole food plant-based. Yeah.
No, sugar feeds cancer. Sugar. I mean, it's just, right. That's true. Right. And I knew that, and I had gone off of it for, pretty good for 2 years. And then this year, for some reason, I got 5 years. So I figured, Yeah. But see, so we have to take care of ourselves.
That's right. That's right. Thing. And you're doing a great job, and we're all here with you for you.
Thank you, Jody.
Marion, go ahead.
I would just like I give you so much credit for your courage to expose this so openly to us, and I'm sure others. It's making me think of the movie that's just come out on Showtime called The First Lady. Oh. And it covers three very impressive first ladies. Eleanor Roosevelt, of course, Michelle Obama, and Betty Ford.
Oh, yes.
Who was the first well-known woman to openly talk about her breast cancer and how many lives she saved by doing that. And when I listened to you talk, it made me think of that. And it's a wonderful series, by the way. I don't know how many shows it is, but I've been sort of binge watching it, if you call watching the same thing. But it is very impressive, and she is beyond impressive. I had no idea. I guess I wasn't paying attention when Jerry Ford was president. He was an impressive man, and they were an impressive family. But she was remarkable. Looking at what she was up against, she was advised not to talk about her cancer.
Of course.
The advisors in the White House, this is not popular. This is not a good idea. You're going to expose your family. And she did it anyway. It was quite awesome. And I feel that way about you. You are truly awesome. I read your book, and
thank you.
You sharing with us gives us strength in just dealing with others who have cancer.
Yes.
I have a sister who has cancer, who has returned. It's returned twice for her, unfortunately. And what she goes through is unbelievable. So much of it has to do with the medical system, not so much.
Of course. Yes.
What they did or didn't do correctly, or the communication that was lacking.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just got my pathology reports from 2014 and 2016 public. They were put up because I have a new oncologist. So she wanted to read them from then to see how it related to this cancer. And when I read it, I never saw them before. It said, we found 2 cancer cells that are near the mesenteric vein, but we feel that they are dormant and were left, like they won't cause any problems we'll just keep an eye on them. Wow. If I'd have known I had 2, the surgeon said, if you'd have come to me a lot sooner before this grew like this, we could have done something in a couple hours. And I'm thinking, I would have been on your doorstep. if I'd have known that I had 2 cells sitting there waiting to regrow. Because I mean, why would I not?
Right.
But, you know, at first I was like, oh, you know, I've been the book and everything. And I'm always saying I'm cancer free, and now I'm not. So that was a little emotional thing. But then it just came to me like, it's the same story. People have to keep going, and it comes back. Cancer comes back, you know, to so many people. It's still there somewhere, and it just decides that it's a good time to grow. 2022, yeah. Let's grow.
My sister was feeling very badly since last January after they started radiation treatments, and she could hardly swallow. She couldn't talk. Her throat was just burned after 60 days of treatment every single day. And they did not give her any advice in terms of what to do other than try a medication, try this medication, try that. And finally, a lot of it had to do with the medications they had given her on top of it. She got really sick and thought it was the cancer, and it wasn't. It was she wasn't able to eat. She lost a lot of weight. And then when they gave her some drug to gain weight, she had edema, and oh my gosh, it was hell for her.
So many things. Yes. So
and I must say, I was so happy Saturday. She called me to talk to me about a few things, and my son was going down to DC where she lives, and she was excited that they were going to come over for dinner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she hasn't talked about that, having anybody over. Right. And she had been out gardening, and I said, Miriam, you sound great. She said, well, I am so much better, and that's why I called you, because every time we talk, I'm down in the dumps. Because she had been. She had no energy. She loves walking and gardening and all that. Now she's back to it.
Oh, good.
So, because one pill was giving her all these side effects.
Yeah. You know, it's the same story all over, isn't it? We have to be responsible and our own proactive, you know, advocates at the doctors. Oh, one other thing I just have to tell you, it's really quite funny. I'm at the geriatric oncology department now. I said,
wait a minute.
They said, well, you're over 70, so this is where I said, geriatric? Oh, that's worse than cancer. I mean, geriatric.
Adding insult to injury.
Well, Marion, just wait until you're 80 and
well, what department will they put me in then?
Well, that's my department, but I wanted to say to you how much I admire your spirit and the love that you communicate and the strength, and it's very, very inspiring to me personally. And, you know, right after this meeting, I'll be meeting with a woman who has stage 4 breast cancer. And she's one of the people I've sent your book to.
Oh, thank you.
And so to bring your strength, your kind of love of life, I think, and capacity to keep recreating that is just very admirable. So I acknowledge you for that. And then in terms of what Sadie Ann was saying, I have another client who, it's not cancer, but she has a very rare disease. It's called mast cell disease, and she's also had Lyme disease. And it's very complicated. And talking about the medical system, she was talking with me the other day about how they kind of get sick of her because she keeps looking for alternative solutions. And then they say things like, well, you're not following my recommendation to take an antidepressant or whatever. And so that's just affirming what Sadie Ann said. But any thoughts you have that that I can keep communicating to people that I work with. I have also, I think I mentioned this the last time, a very dear friend in Houston that has stage 4 lung cancer in both of her lungs. And she went through chemo and it didn't work. And now they're targeting, they have another medication. But each time we talk, and I think part of why she calls me and then we spend 2 or 3 hours on the phone is because she's just about given up. And then after we talk, she feels better and ready to carry forward. So anyway.
It's hard some days, you just think, well, what's the point? Especially when they called me geriatric. It's like,
yeah.
I don't want that. Not there yet. I'm only 74. Come on. I won't be geriatric for another 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, all of you, for, I just wanted to give Marion the support. And then look at this is funny. I was going to wait till the end to share this with you, but now I'm going to throw it across the room. I wanted to light a little, it's a muffin. Poor bad muffin. Nobody's eating this muffin. I'm not eating the muffin.
As long as it's not a Tim Hortons one, I'll probably be okay.
No, it's a very orange one, but see, this is what I wanted to do, which was the end. And then as soon as you said muffin, I'm like, oh, Tracy picked the wrong one. There was a donut you could have done, but I wanted to light our little candle here and have us all just send a wish for Marion's recovery, and then I will blow it out since Marion, you're a little too far. I don't think we have the technology yet to be able to blow out candles through it, but just a few seconds of silence to send Marion wishes. Okay, blow out the candle.
Thank you. So much love came through there. So much love. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And there was just this, I know you all love Louise Hayes, and yes. I have her box of cards that somebody gave me that I love that you just randomly pick, and this is the one that came up. It says, I am safe, and I picked it for you. I am safe in the, oh my gosh, wrong glasses. I am safe in these, Tracy stuttering. I am safe in the universe, and all life loves and supports me. I breathe in the fullness and richness of life. I observe with joy as life abundantly supports me and supplies me with more good than I can imagine.
Ah, beautiful card.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So
thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah,
thank you all.
I will mail it to you so you have it.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to applaud again your decision to really take care of yourself, and healing takes so much energy.
Yes, it does.
When I broke my wrist, I couldn't believe how tired I was all the time, and I wasn't doing anything. With a broken wrist, it's hard to do much.
Yeah.
So, and same thing when I broke my toe. I broke my toe. I could do even less when I broke my toe. Believe it or not, between a broken toe and a broken wrist, I'll take a broken wrist any day.
Yeah, so, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of just remembering. I'm working, trying to. Every hour, I have my watch ding me, and I stop and express gratitude for something in that hour. So I'm trying to live in that vibration of gratitude because it's a high vibration, and the energy around me is good. So
Awesome.
good. And
We're all
all
good.
the love is energy
great.
too, and that will
Yes.
help with the
Yeah.
healing too.
Thank you so
We
much.
love you so much, Marion.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me all happy. Okay, so what I want to do now is give Sadie Ann and Jackie and Jody, your typical 3-4 minutes to share anything you want to share about your business or what you're doing or what you have coming up, unless you don't want to do that, but I'm assuming you do want to do that. So why don't we start with you, Jody? Why don't you go ahead? I know you've got lots of stuff on the horizon.
Oh, always, always. I started a program. I'm not sure. I don't remember if I mentioned it last month or not. Or did I miss last month's meeting? I missed one meeting, I think. But anyway, I'm involved in this program. It's called the Rocket Fuel Program. It's through a business called Coach's Console. And it was a very expensive program. I will be paying for this for the next year. And it's the back end of a coaching business. It gives you a website and a client portal and automated generated emails for follow-up and stuff like that. And I haven't really been doing it to the fullest capacity. I realized my business is like in a funk right now. Because I was in a funk. I realized 2 weeks ago what a deep, deep depression I was in. This program it actually ended last week, and there was 8 modules. I'm a module 3. And I felt like I was moving in quicksand, and I was just tired all the time, but not physically tired. And it took me a while to put together that I was in a deep depression. And I think what happened, and it's funny because like the minute I realized it, and I went to my therapist the next day and talked to her about it, and was like, I think it's because I have 2 adult children. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before or not, who don't speak to me, have not spoken to me in over 3 years. And I thought that I had worked through that, accepted it, done the grieving, done the crying, felt the pain. But I guess I hadn't worked through it as much as I thought. And you can only repress just so much before your body says, you got to deal with me, you got to deal with me. So, but it's funny that just now that I've admitted and recognized that that's what's going on, as a friend of mine put it, well, you've opened up the space for your spirit guides and angels to come help you heal. So, and this was all going on while I was trying to do the Rocket Fuel program, and I couldn't get anywhere with it. So I'm sort of back on track a little bit with that. I am planning to do a master class at the end of July. I thought my niche market was people who knew a lot about being healthy, but didn't have the balance of the spiritual side. But it seemed like all the people I talked to do my market research to find who my target market was, already had the spiritual side. So now I'm wondering if maybe my focus isn't. In fact, Marion, you would be a perfect example, who's got the spiritual side, but maybe doesn't know the health, doesn't have the balance of the health side as much. You might be interested in my master class. I'll put you on my list. I didn't think of you. Hold on, I have to write it down, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget. Add Marion. I hope I don't sound like I'm rambling. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm still putting things together. And today was a good day. Today was a good day. Things fell into place all over the place. So I wish many more days like that for all of you. And that's all I'm going to say for now.
Okay. Well, congratulations. And yeah, keep moving forward. I have days like that, where with the last person we had as a speaker, Monica Johns, who came in from North Carolina and spoke on technology. There were 2 people on the call. And I said, why do I keep trying to do these programs? Tracy, the universe is saying, it's not working anymore. These do, but I mean, having educational. So I think that, I've always said that I feel like entrepreneurship can be like a roller coaster where, you can feel really good on days when you're doing your work and you're with your customers. And then sometimes it's a little bit on the roller coaster, the end side, if your sales aren't where they are, or if you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing or whatever. So I've just learned to try to be vanilla, is what I call it. It has nothing to do with a roller coaster. Trying to not be too up or too down based on what's happening, because I know I'm doing the best I can. And if I'm doing the best I can, that's all I can do. And so that helps to kind of level that up and down for me. So hopefully that helps you in some way. Try to be vanilla.
Well, one of the other programs I belong to is called Miracy. And one of the things, Danny Eny is the CEO of Miracy. And one of the things that he says is that when you reach that point where things aren't working anymore, then it's time to change. So Tracy, just like, I mean, as much as I hate to say this because I don't want to see women ties go away, that you might be on to the right idea with that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I'm still thinking, everything's still processing, but yeah. So anyways, I will stop talking. Sadie Ann, where you want to go, or Jackie, whoever unmutes first, go ahead and speak.
All right, I can go. Since I don't have a lot to say about my business, I wouldn't say that it's in a funk, but I was waylaid at the start of June when we had been back for a week from Florida, and my son had a blood clot in a valve in his liver. So he had to have the blood clot removed and a new valve replacement, which is sort of like a liver replacement because it comes from a person who has been deceased. So I went out with him, but it was just kind of like, I didn't expect to be doing that. And so I just sort of dropped everything and went. And I'm just so grateful that this company that I am with, this Market America, has an option where people can place their order. It gets paid for through them. I don't have to do anything with it except acknowledge it. And I'm not great at that to begin with because I forget. The emails come in and then it goes down and it's lost. But I try. Anyway, I really screwed up badly because I didn't realize something. I had not done one thing for my business. That's one of three things I have to do. That's it. I didn't do one thing. So I lost a $600 commission, and it was due the week my son had the surgery. And I didn't realize it until this week when I thought I was getting a check and I didn't get it. So it's just one of those things. I just added on to the cost of life, So I'm still selling my products. I still have good customers. I am very grateful to my customers. All of my customers seem to be very understanding that I don't reach out when I get an order from them and say, oh, thank you so much. But I'm trying to be better at it. And I think that will be my focus as we go down the road. We do have wonderful supplements, and I'm sure because people have results from them, they don't drop out. And I'm happy about that. So other than that, I would like to say, Jody, I see you on Facebook, and you appear to be friends with my dear first cousin, Lisa Wetton. Lisa Nojame.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I've got to share a story. My husband's an Uber driver. And how long ago was that, Dave?
At least a year ago.
Over a year ago, a little over a year ago. Lisa was here in town, and Dave picked her up. Now, she was married to John Wetton. Okay, I don't know if you guys know John Wetton at all. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer are like my all-time favorite group, and Greg Lake and John Wetton are like, they both are bass player / vocalists. Okay, well, Asia there's a song Asia does that I always thought Greg Lake was singing, and Dave said, no, that's John Wetton. I'm like, no, that's Greg Lake. No, that's John Wetton. So we have an expression in our house, a John Wetton moment, when something that you have believed for so long turns out to be not true. That's a John Wetton moment. So Dave picks up Lisa Wetton. I don't even remember the whole conversation of how they got on. How did you find out that she was married to John?
She asked me if I liked what
Oh, they got talking about music. They got talking about music.
And I told her I like progressive music, and I like the kind of music she was involved with. She told me about her band and all the people she knew, and that her name. And I said, "Do you mean like?" And she said she was married to John Wetton.
So he told her the story.
He's a celebrity in our house.
Small world.
So that's how I got to be Facebook friends with
And
Lisa.
I find out
With Lisa Wetton. What?
that all of our other musically oriented friends know her as
Oh,
well.
are all friends with her too? Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, you're all freezing. Can you still hear me? What is happening?